what's something that you could teach me and teach people at home? Like if we can get up and move around and stuff,
I think the simplest thing, because it's so effective, is it just for like...
Hey guys, Coach Eli here today with special guest Chris Kellan. And Chris is an awesome guy. We recently worked on a film together as a stunt team, and got to get beat up all night. It was the bomb. Chris is also a Russian combat Systema instructor. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about what that is, and if I got that right?
It's pretty much, you put all the words in.
All the words were there.
It's very Russian. Well, Systema means system. This is basically a combat system. It's just like a whole, it encompasses kind of everything. It comes from the military, so it's kind of like an answer to a combat situation wherever you are, whatever's happening. Like if there's a few guys, if there's one guy, if there's weapons, if you're on ice, if you're in snow, if you're on a mountain. Like it has a lot of stuff, so there's lots of layers. So it takes a while to really encompass it all, and explaining it in a few sentences
is very difficult.
It's something you kind of just have to do for a while, and I think the biggest thing in terms like martial arts, you've done a bunch of stuff. It's the freedom of it. It's like it's very big in the art aspect.
Yes.
Like your imagination is the only thing that's holding you back from it. Like if you're teaching someone, like especially like I don't know about all of the schools in it, but my instructor, it's like it's in you. Everyone has a different system. It's all in you. Like whatever you like doing, like if you like to kick, then you're gonna kick a lot. It's fine. You don't have to do it like me. You're like I like to punch. I like elbows. Like it's just me. And like you don't need to do it. You just learn it all. Pick what you want.
So you're not bound by a certain style, and you don't have restrictions on the weapons that you have to use.
And a lot of things like every time I tell someone maybe they've not done martial arts, I just want to know, it's like, okay, how do you punch? How do you do a punch? I'm like, the way we teach it is it's like that's a punch, but you learn to hit. And hit encompasses everything. Like a punch is the same. Like to hit with your shoulders is exactly the same as hitting with your fist. With your elbow, it's the same thing. Your body's doing the same thing. And when you kind of grasp it, you're literally just moving like energy, which is like a section of the way I see it. Like visualize it, a section of your body weight. You have the body weight which is down there, center of gravity, and you're throwing it around, and then it comes out wherever it comes out. Like you hit someone like that, you hit someone this, that, like headbutt and like whatever. It's
that kinetic chain, that kinetic energy, that chain that you move it. I noticed you're very your hips and your shoulders, they all move as one. I noticed that when we were actually mucking around the other night, I noticed that immediately. Every part of your body was moving. It's like simultaneously.
Well, that's
it was cool.
That's the thing. I remember we were talking then about like all the iron body stuff, like taking hits and things like that. Once you get good at that, you have like this solid mass here that you can hit someone with. Someone like you got someone's on the ground, people jump on them and they put their hands and their knees on the floor. It's like no, you can just put this on the person, you slam and then you start doing that, and it's like it fucking works. Like my instructor's told me, and he's like a smaller dude than me, like he's a little stocky little dude, but he was doing stuff with footballers, and he's like been doing this for years, so like you hit him, it's like hitting a tree. And so he's like telling him about how to like breathe in and make all this solid, and so he's like, can I do a volunteer, I'll show you, and he's like, alright, and these big football dudes, they're like 3 times the size of him, and he's like, okay, so I've got to jump in, he's like, you ready? He's like, yeah, he's like, okay, you ready? He's like, yeah. And the guy's just like and they're all like, what the hell is happening? The dude's like this tall. And it's like, he's what? So he's like 70 kilos. 70 kilos of solid mass just hits you in the chest. You don't know how to brace and like take it. You're just gonna get slapped.
I bet you they were like, how can I do this in a football game?
Exactly. Like, oh man, I can't remember what there was a movie. I think it was Jet Li movie, whatever it was. But it was funny, they put him in a football match and he kind of realised, I have to like get past these people, I just have to start doing fucking kung fu. I'm like, that's what I'm thinking whenever I watch football. I'm like, oh my god, if they made this like, I think that there's somewhere, I've seen it in like some country where it's basically just full contact, like martial art football thing. You get the ball from here to there, beat the shit out of everyone on the way through. That's entertaining. But anyway,
what was the thing that drove you to Russian Systema, like opposed to going into something more traditional, like say karate or boxing or Muay Thai? Or...
Actually, I think I did actually do it for about 2-3 years before that. I did Jeet Kune Do, but before that, I didn't get anyone to practice with, but you know Bass Rutten.
Yeah. Everyone knows Bass Rutten.
Those street fucking street self-defense where it's in the bike. You can use this, you stab with this. This is no weapon. This is no weapon. I found that when I was really like maybe 15, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's out of fear, you know. You're a kid. You're like, fuck, you know, like people can beat the shit out of me. I want to like. That's what started it. Yeah. And then I got that, and I was really into it. I didn't have anyone to train with, so I was trying to like get all my friends. No one really wanted to do it. And finally, I found someone. Yeah. And then we found Jeet Kune Do, and it was because of like I looked around at a few things, and I hate like the whole regimen of this you like katas, like I know you do karate.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Just learning the whole like this. It's just like I couldn't do it, and I wanted something that was kind of like all in one. I found Jeet Kune Do, you know, the Bruce Lee thing.
Yeah.
Which is like it's very similar. When I was doing it for like 2 years or something, then I realized because I kind of knew about Systema, and then I looked it up and I realized there's a place like 20 minutes from my house. I'm like, oh fuck. You know, so I went and tried that out, and I remember I do it the Jeet Kune Do for like 2 years, and it's very similar. You know, you did pads, you do this, you kicks, you did work it all. And I remember the first class I went to Systema, I was on the ground, we did a drill, and he's like using me as a demo dude. Yeah. On the ground, he's like, alright, I think we were hitting pads before or something. He's like, alright, you hit that, I'm gonna hit you, alright? You ready? I'm just like down here on the floor, and he's like standing over me like this. Are you ready? I'm like, yeah. Okay. And I'm just like fucking shooting along the floor. And I'm just like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, this is what
I want.
Yeah, pretty much. I was going to both of them for about, maybe a year. I was going like 3-4 days a week. I do like 1 Jeet Kune Do, 2 Systema. And eventually Jeet Kune Do started going further and further away. Like they changed they used to be Parramatta and now it's in Greenacre, so it was a little bit of a drive, and then my friend stopped doing it. And it was just getting a bit further. And the difference, there was only one really significant difference, was they didn't hit each other. They didn't, like, at the end of every Systema class, I remember, and everyone goes through this. It sucks. At the end of the class, we practice punching, and to hit, like, this is what I think of so many martial arts, like so many places, so many people I talk to have never done this. It's just, you stand there, you hit the person. Yeah. You learn to take a hit, you learn how to hit, not so much hard, but how to put it in, like all the things you can do and how you can actually damage, like, you know, the internal organs. Yeah. On a person, they can give you feedback. You hit a bag, it's like, it feels like you hit it hard, but like, you have no idea. Yeah, exactly. You hit a person, they're like, oh yeah, that was good. You know, maybe it was a bit surface and you do it again. Oh yeah, that was good. I felt it over here. And it's like, all that stuff. And that Jeet Kune Do, I don't know, they go in levels. Yeah. That's another thing I like about Systema. It's like, you go there, you train. When you're good enough, you're like, alright, you're an instructor now. That's it. No belts, no nothing. It's just like, you do it. If you're better than someone else, you teach them a little bit, you partner with this person, that person.
It's a natural progression.
Yeah. You just keep going, you get better, you just learn more and learn more. Yeah. And it's just kind of never ending, and I like that.
That's sort of how I became an MMA instructor. Was I started off doing MMA and Muay Thai. And my gym where I train, they do karate, Muay Thai, boxing, Krav Maga, Jiu-Jitsu, hyper, like all these different things, right? And so I started off with MMA and Muay Thai, and then I was like, oh, you know, I'll work on my boxing, so I started on boxing as well, and slowly took on all the classes, and then because I was getting quite good at what I was doing, they were like, oh, look, the boxing coach can't make it tonight. Do you think you can take it? And then I was like, yeah, sure. And then it's like, oh, the Muay Thai coach can't make it. Can you take Muay Thai? I was like, yeah, no worries. And so then that natural progression of things, it wasn't necessarily because I had a belt or anything like that. But yeah, it was just like, if you can do the job, you know, it's like you're sort of promoted by your ability, not by what's around your belt, around your waist. Yeah.
I mean, Chi as well. There's a lot of things about Chi, but some people, they're amazing at what they do, but they can't teach you shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, teaching is an art in itself. You don't have to be amazing. If you know how to teach, you know how to see, oh, that's what's wrong. That foot needs to be there. Or like, if you just did this, or you know how to like explain things in a million different ways. If you've got a million different students.
Yeah.
Then you're going to be good at teaching. Because, I also did the work being, well, I'm still employed, but we don't have an actual physical place anymore. Movement Republic, which is movement. Yeah. And it's funny, I did my Sit 3 and 4 after I'd done Systema for a while. Yeah. I think that was pretty much when I was getting my instructor's license. Like, my instructor told me, he's like, yeah. I think I asked him actually, I'm like, so I was kind of I felt it a little bit, I'm like, I'm getting kind of that what I'm like, and I was getting this job with Movement Republic, a big jungle gym. Yep. And teach people how to move, which Systema taught me. I did Cert 3 and 4 of fitness, but like, they taught me fuck all about about how to actually move and how to injury prevention, how to armor joints and like really get in functional type strength. But so I'm getting this job, and I think I was there for a little while. I've actually got the job of like training there, and someone wanted me to do Systema classes. That's how I started doing my classes there. One of the guys was just like, I really want to learn Systema. And he just called me sensei all the time. It was hilarious. Like, just sensei.
Cobra Kai.
Funny guy. Yeah. So I was like, shit, I need my instructor thing. So I asked my instructor, I'm like, when am I gonna get an instructor? He's like, you're already there. So I've been working on it. I just got to do the little certificate. That's it. I'm like, so I read that. It was cool. I loved it. You shook my hand with.
How do you feel after becoming an instructor? And like I was talking about this in the last podcast with my boxing coach Mark Bertsley. But talking about when you become a coach, you take on this massive responsibility of these people are coming to you to learn martial arts, self-defense, all these kinds of things, and you ultimately have their lives in your hands because you have to teach them how to defend themselves properly. And if you don't do a good job, they go out with this blind confidence, thinking they can, take on the 9 foot, built like brick shit house guy, and in reality they just get flattened if they don't know what they're doing. So what's your sort of
that is a fucking huge problem. Like I see the YouTube videos and this and that, people teaching this stuff, and they're like, and they're saying like, this works, this does like knife defense, fuck. You see that like, so many things on the internet. Like, people talk, anytime I do anything with knives, like teaching people, I'm just like, first, this was a Jeet Kune Do thing too, the instructor was like, okay, knife defense, someone's coming with a knife, you're gonna get cut. You it's accepted, you're gonna get cut, you come out of it alive, that's a tick. You don't, you come out of it with like missing a finger, you're still alive, that's a tick. That's what you've learned. I've done it for like years, and it's a big part of Systema. We do all types of weapons and knives and things, and it's like, if you don't know that you're fucked, basically, because unless you are like, I think it's like 10 times better than the person just at martial arts, this guy knows nothing, he's got like a kitchen knife, so people do, and it's the same as like any martial arts. You've got people telling them, but like I like, giving them that false sense of security. They're going to go out and they're going to just get killed, maybe. So I tell people, like I tell it straight. I tell them like, it takes time. I tell them that reality is, and even if you're fucking king shit and you can beat the shit out of anyone. Still, you do that, you're gonna go to jail. Like that's again, the bottom line is like, maybe the guy was trying to kill you, and maybe like you had to do whatever you had to do, but you elbow someone in the face, you crack their skull and they fall on the floor, they could die. And then you go to jail. It's like, you're fucking either way. There's no real, like in reality, it's not really glorious or pretty or anything.
No, that's right.
And like when you're saying about learning all the stuff, like it's funny, there's all these styles, but you do them long enough, you realize there's only one. It all looks the same. You look at a like CCTV footage or like an actual fight, it all looks the same. It's fucking, it's brutal. It's dirty. It's like shit's flying everywhere.
It's not pretty
clean. And if you can understand that, then then you can start from somewhere. You're like, all right, that's the reality. Easier to just not get in, and that's like honestly I tell everyone this, like. The confidence is what you won't get in a fight. If you've done 10 years of like whatever it is, or 20 years, and you hold yourself in a certain way, someone wants to start shit with you, you just like, look, I don't want to do this. And no matter how angry they are, they'll be like, and you'll just be confident in saying that. It just, there's something in that, you know, they might swear at you, oh fuck you, I can kick your ass, but they won't actually do anything.
Yeah.
And I've had like situations that, like, where it's happened and it's like, okay, this is good, you know?
Yeah. Do you have a story that you can share?
Well, I mean, there's not a lot, but there was a road rage run, which I learned a lot. Because I was driving, you know, it's being a guy, especially doing martial arts, you walk around and thinking, oh, it's that guy, you know, maybe I'll grab this garbage bag and throw it at him. And like, you know, you think about things all the time, but of course, when something happens, you're just completely oblivious. Like, I think I was going home, me and my girlfriend at the time, years ago, I think it was maybe 5 years. Yeah, just driving home, she's talking about something, we just went, had a meal. And there was a guy, he was in my blind spot, and the road's Milanius. So, and I was like, oh shit, there's a guy there. So I sped up to like, let him behind me. He's in my blind spot, so he's already there. Like, you know, that's all morals or whatever. my word on his, but anyway. We're driving along, and then he starts flashing his high beams at me, and I'm just like, he kept doing it, so of course, the thing you do is flip him off. Which maybe I shouldn't have done, but I did that. Because it's like, it's rude, come on, like shut up, he wanted attention, so I gave him attention. And I didn't think another thought about it, and we stop at the lights, and then the door opens up, and I'm like, what the fuck, and he's kicking me, and like we did, I was just, so he opens the door, starts kicking me, I'm like, what the fuck, the car stalls, I'm like, I had to get out, the seatbelt was there. If you've ever done car defense, it's the first thing. In the moment you just, oh shit. So I'm like, oh shit, he's kicking me, swearing. He's like, oh, you fucking flipped me off. So I grabbed his leg and then he like shook a bit and then he like got out. And it was autopilot from there. There was not a thought in my brain. It was just seatbelt, handbrake. My girlfriend's like, what the fuck's going on? I get out, I walk towards him and then he's telling, I remember him just yelling, get back in the car, and he starts doing front kicks. I'm like, you do this, like literally that at trading. So it's just, I wasn't thinking anything, I was just walking towards him because, and this is all in hindsight that all this came to me. It was just someone, it's like dogs, you know, they're just seeing his alpha male, that's all it was. And so I'm doing it, and I'm walking, he's kicking me, and then eventually I got close enough, he grabbed me, and I realized like this dude's like this tall. And he's like, fucking a big guy, he weighed a lot more than me. I grabbed him, I was like, oh shit, I'm trying to move him, I'm like, oh yeah, this guy's a lot bigger than me. And then so we kind of like, you know, I think I hit him in the ribs, and then he kind of broke off, and then he was just like, alright. And then I just walked away, he said something about lucky he hadn't popping or something. And I thought about that, like obviously, it's the first like real altercation I've had outside of like, you know, training and stuff. And I thought about it a lot, and it's like, it was the level. The training, it taught me, you just stay at the level. And it didn't seem like much of a threat, so I just stayed at that level. If I hadn't got closer and he had thrown a punch or something, I think the things would have been very different. Like, and then, like, it could have been so
imagine
different.
that energy that's coming.
And it was just, it was interesting, an interesting experience. And there was another one that was actually, I don't know how much time we got, but
as much time as
you want.
as much time as you want.
This one's hilarious. I mean, it's not hilarious, it's kind of crazy. Like, me and my friend, and for some reason, every time I go somewhere with this guy, I've known him since high school. Shit like this, it's like not surprising, like I kind of expected that. But just, so we go to a national park, me and him like reptiles, I got a snake. And we go to this national park, we're driving around, we're looking for water dragons. We're like, maybe we can catch a water dragon. So we're driving around, we stop the car, it's like, oh, there's some there. And we're seeing them every now and then, they're sitting on this grass, so it's like, I'm like thinking, oh, sure. I'm like, I can't fucking get that. I'm gonna get out, it's just gonna like, you know, they're just gonna run away. He's like, alright, so winds the window up, drive away. And then when we're leaving, these two cars stop, one of them in front, one in the back, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And he's kind of like, what the fuck? He's a very anxious guy, you know. And so he's like, what the fuck? And then I think between them and how it all happened, I think he got out of the car, right? I might have been already out of the car actually. I was looking for the water dragons, so I think he's already stopped, and then they parked in front of him. They come back and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Because there's these like 4 guys, there was like a whole family. There was this older dude, I think it was like the grandpa, and then there was like this other younger, like middle-aged, 50, 60 guy. And then there was this other younger dude who was kind of he was the most reasonable, I guess, of all of them. But they're like yelling and screaming and this and that, and my friends was there like, what the fuck's going on? The old dude grabs his keys out of his car and they're just like saying like telling us we're terrorists or some shit and like we're trying to steal their women. I'm like, what the fuck? I get back from like the thing, I'm like, what is going on? And it was like we didn't even figure out what the fuck happened until like half an hour in. They're calling the police and like, yeah, we'll call the police. I'm like, okay, cool, call the police, we'll be here. And they're just like, they had the keys and like, they thought when we stopped, apparently, I don't even remember there were people there.
Yeah.
There was a group of their wives and things and maybe a child or something. And they thought we were trying to abduct them.
Yeah, right.
So I'm just like, fucking hell. And it's hilarious when, like, so we stuck there and they're just like fucking fuming and they're yelling and screaming and my friends just like, what the fuck? He's just like, I don't know what's going on. I didn't know what was going on either. Yeah. So I'm trying to calm the situation down. And they say they called the police and this and that and like, and we're just waiting. It took like maybe 40 minutes for the police to come, so we're just waiting around and at one point, like a lot of stuff happened. They brought the lady over who was like hysterical and shit. She comes over, she's like, it's like, that's him. I know him. And he's pointing at me because I had a mustache and bald hair, and I'm like, I guess I look like a terrorist or like someone who's gonna kidnap someone. But she's like, this one. I know that face. You. And I was like, this is hilarious. My friend here, like, you know, he's done some stupid shit. He's like gotten drunk and beat people up and like gotten arrested. She's pointing at me. Just like, but like that's just something else. But anyway, so that happened. The guy's about middle-aged dude. He was saying something. I'm just sitting there and waiting. He's like, yelling. I'm just like, calm down. Sometimes, just calm down. He's like, what? Calm down. Tell me to fucking calm down. He's going to come in like this. I just stood up. So I was like, crouching. I was like, stood up, and he's like, fucking dog, racist dog, and this and that. I was like, please don't touch me. Yeah. And he just stopped about there, and he's like, I don't want to fucking touch you. It's not, it's disgusting. I'm like, thank you. Because I'd have to be like, oh my god, I have to explain to the police when they come here because they're already on their way. Like, what the fuck happened? And at one point, is the older dude. My friend tried to grab the keys off the older guy because he was like, oh my god, they're gonna like fucking kill us and send us into bush or something. I was like, don't worry. So he tried to get the keys off the older guy, and they're like this, and I'm just like, oh fuck, here it goes. So I'll go and like that, and then the younger guy came over and he like pulled them off. I'm like, thank you. But like, it's just. It's useful in certain situations where you could just be calm.
Yeah, I think you're right. It does, like, after training for a while, you do gain that confidence to be able to be in that high stress situation. But I think your confidence deters a lot of escalation as well. There's nothing scarier than going up to someone and like you see, it's like one guy's just going rah, and the other guy's just like.
That's it. It's like people mirror, like there's a lot of stuff because like Systema's got everything. One of the instructors, Kevin's course, he knows that fucking shit ton. Yeah. But he's like breaks it into science, but he does a lot of stuff on like de-escalation and like how to like just calm someone down. And if you're calm and they're going crazy, eventually if you stay calm, they'll kind of slowly start to, and there's just little things that you can do, but if you start freaking out and they're gonna freak out, it's just good.
I was thinking like again, last podcast we were talking about domestic violence, and not in the sense of like husband and wife bashing each other, but domestic violence as in a domestic setting, where you're not in a ring or a cage, like you're in your road rage situations, or you're trying to catch a bearded dragon or something. So like the encounters are very different, like I think that's where like say like Krav Maga, the Haganah system, the Systema, and all those other types of ones, those self-defense reality-based things are really like key to success in those situations, because it's not about going in and working those combos with weaving and kicking and that.
It's like one hit in the right spot.
Exactly. It's about real world things. And a lot of the times that de-escalation is what's necessary. It's like sometimes it's like this guy in front of you that's angry and is losing control. You might he might be having a bad day. The last thing he wants to do is go to hospital, and the last thing you want to do is go to jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So sometimes that de-escalating, keeping that calm energy is the right option. Yeah.
No, it's like, honestly, I remember actually you could dose structure one of the first things I remember, like advice nuggets. It's like they had pretty big classes, so it was different. But I remember saying like, you get in trouble, never tell them you know much. Like, oh, I don't know what happened.
I just blacked out.
Yeah, I don't know, I just put my hands up, he was coming up. Like, and then he tripped over on him. It's funny, but there's instructors, some of these Systema instructors, like the guy Igor, he's so good. He's done like a million different martial arts as well. He's done like karate, aikido, all this stuff. He's like a black belt and all this stuff. But like, I often imagine like if he was in a fight, you wouldn't even know what had happened. If the guy was actually gonna do, it'd be like he'd just be walking away and he'd be like, what just happened? Like, there's just so many like you were saying, it's so different to a ring.
Yeah.
And it's a different martial art, because I mean there's a million different things, like there's weapons, things like that. You got like a book in your hand, and that guy's got a knife, you can use it just to not get cut. Like it's this
you brought some weapons and goodies along with you.
I brought a lot. I just brought some of my knives, so I know. I don't know what we're doing here.
Do you want to show us what you brought along?
I brought the grippers, which was just fun.
Yeah.
I brought a whole bunch. Actually, I like throwing knives as well. I'll show you those. So I didn't know if we had them. They're obviously going to fall out here. I didn't really wrap them very well.
And so while you were coming down here from Sydney, you didn't get pulled over in the cold
I got the instructors thing. I'm like, I'm going to a class and teach people to throw knives.
Yeah.
That's what you tell me. Because this is like, the fact, like these are all things that are actual throwing knives.
Yeah.
That I remember watching. So these are like, they actually, like a throwing knife.
That's cool. So it's like, we were throwing these ones the other night, yeah?
Yeah, at the thing. But like I was saying, like you can throw anything like this. It's just a chisel. You throw it in what? You can stick it. It's really nice. Like.
Yeah, wow. And that's got a little bit of an edge to it.
There was another. I got two of them. One of them is not edged, but just to stick it in wood, you really need a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, to stick it in the wood.
Yeah,
for training purpose.
Yeah, for training purpose. Wood, not people. Wood.
Yeah.
But like this. It's a screwdriver.
Yeah.
You throw it. You know how to throw it. It's like anything.
What's this wicked beast of a thing?
I don't even know what they're supposed to use it for, but I just throw it at Bunnings and I'm like, this is a really good throwing knife.
You're like, this is exactly what I need.
Yeah. Because it's a skill. Like you start doing it and you fall in love with it. I remember I was trying to teach. It was the only thing I could get this girl to do. I was at the Movement Republic. She didn't like working out. She knew, I got to do something because she was good on fit. And it's like, okay, I got to do this. And she'd come in and I try to find things she'd like. And it'd be a chore, But then I got her into throwing knives, and it was just practice knives. I got practice knives that they did the aluminium ones.
Oh, okay.
So we'd be in the studio. I didn't have a knife board. It's inside, so I couldn't really cut up a piece of wood and get shit everywhere. So we just had cardboard, layered with cardboard, and I just get her to throw it, and she was just, because it's so satisfying.
When it sticks.
When it sticks, it's just the best feeling in the world.
You're like, I've accomplished something. Yes. My life is now.
Yeah, you feel like a bit of a ninja. It's cool.
Yeah. So I can see you've got bits of everything. So you can literally do this with anything. Like that's a knife without a handle.
You look that was one of my favorite knives. It was a bayonet, and apparently they built it. Like I looked at the specs. It's like M1. M4 cactus or something it's through. Rifle. It's built to withstand, like you drop it from 2 stories on the concrete or whatever. It's supposed to keep its point, which I'm like, cool. It's a throwing knife or whatever would be useful. And then they build the handles. It's like this thin, and it just snapped, of course, because I started throwing it. But now I like it better. It's just a useful little. But it's a great throwing knife. Throwing stuff. You look at online. People throw everything. It's like anything that is like, you can throw it, and you don't have to kill someone with it. If this is it, you just throw it at them to get the if someone's shit's out of it, you just get and then you. It's just something like
So why did you get into throwing knives? Is that part of the system, or is that part of your passion, or what's
It's just fun. It's just useful. It's like. And it's just useful.
It's just useful.
It's just fun. Obviously it's fun, but it's kind of useful, but it's just fun. Honestly, in Australia it's hard because the martial arts, you can't like people like, oh, martial arts, I'm a purist, but like we're in the 21st century, guns are a thing.
Yeah.
It's just hard. Eventually, when I get some money, I want to start doing actual like training with firearms and things like that, because it's a big like the Systema thing, like the groundwork and stuff, and like it's just a part of it. Yeah. So I did everything. I just did everything.
Well, that's it. Hey, it's like I guess we're lucky in a sense that guns aren't such a big problem here in Australia, but in another sense we don't get to have that openness to train with them. So
it's. I heard some stuff. I was talking to it with my instructor. He's got a gun license. He goes to the range all the time. He's done a lot of stuff. But he's saying like, you think about the only people with guns here. Supposedly, there's probably a few other people, but the police have the guns, right? Yeah. They don't train. They just get like 100 shots a year or something, or even less. They're the people with the fucking guns. Yeah. They don't train with it. They don't know how to use it. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
It's like, god damn. And you look at America, they actually shoot their weapons and they still fuck it up. It's just the world is a virtual, tumultuous place. Yeah. So, you just try and protect yourself.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. Well, that's right, I was going to ask you, because there's a few techniques you showed me. One was this punch where you twist it. You twist it. That's right. You came from up.
Yeah, it's because, like I'll say, like if you think of punches and hits and strikes, like you're throwing something, and you kind of into the center of gravity. You kind of a little bit of it comes out and it hits. So you can hit there, you hit there, whatever. It's like throwing like a knife, like flick it or whatever, and it goes that way. So you throw something. So if you throw like a stone and you flick it, it spins. So if you throw a punch like that,
right,
it hits and it twists.
Yeah, and because what I felt because we were mucking around, and,
it was hitting.
We hit each other, and I felt it go sort of like, it didn't just hit the surface. It went sort of like, made the muscles go. You know what I mean?
I remember the first time I was learning to take hits, and we hit each other, and I learned something, because if you take a hit and you just drop it, and it's the impact goes through and it makes it much better. And I was just like this. And I'm just like doing that, and I'm one of the instructors, Nick, he's a competitive guy. He's really good at what he does. He used to do Muay Thai and just annihilate everyone. Then he started doing Systema. Then he got from here to loose, and he was just like, he's good at what he does. He showed me. Remember, I was doing that. I'm like, I'm getting it. I'm kind of getting the hang of it. It doesn't hurt so much anymore. He's like, it's good if someone does like a big boom, but if they do a ballistic like strike, it's a bit different. I'm like, all right, let's try it. And he goes, and what it felt like, literally, it was like a tomato inside of my body. It was just like, boom. And I'm just like, oh. Whoa, he's like, yes, it's a bit different. I'm like, fucking hell.
So you say ballistic strike, what do you mean by that?
Ballistic is literally, if you explain it like, so how you see people like break bricks, and they break like a brick under here, and then the bricks at the top are different. Like they're all fine, and that's it. It's the same as like in a human, like if you're going to hit someone in the torso, in the stomach or whatever. The goal, like if you do it properly, it's to hit an organ. And if you go and you send it and it stops there, the ballistic aspect of it is an explosion. So it gets to there, it explodes where the organ is. And what usually happens, like you hit someone and it hurts and it gets stuck in it, it's contracting. Your muscles are all like spasming and they're not having a good time. You gotta like breathe and relax and like move them around, and then it's better. So if you hit it hard enough, instead of convulsive, they rupture. So you have internal bleeding. So it's a ballistic shot, and that's one way. Like the brick breaking down there, that's one way. Or you go and it goes straight through, and then you feel it goes straight.
So is that the difference between, say, like punching through and punching, like, is it the surface?
There's like I was saying, like it's the whole art in itself. Honestly, striking is like, and you have to hit people, because a bag, you can't. The bag does nothing. You hit a bag,
you get feedback.
There's no feedback. Like I mean, I could hit a bag, and I'm like, that would have been an alright shot because I've hit so many people. And it doesn't look like anything on a bag. It's like the bag does nothing. Like if you hit it hard enough, your kink comes out the back. That's when you know you got a really good strike. You just boom. But like that's it flying through the other side. But like it doesn't have to go all the way through. And like I was saying with that twist, if you're moving sideways and you hit, so you're hitting a straight punch and you're just like that, but you're still this at the same time. It's gonna kind of split, so it'll feel like that going like that through you. That's where it's gonna feel like. And if you drop as well. And then it's like, that's kind of what nicked it to me.
Yeah.
And it dropped at the same time, so we're doing. And then you have all that stuff. Why you gotta hit people is because to not have that hurt so much and not have it so much damage, you have to move. So if you go boom, say this is a torso there, punch, you right there, the torso's still there, that's not going to be very fun. If you move forwards, less of it's stuck in you. That's where it was, less of it's stuck in you, you move forwards, you get there, you go backwards, you go to the side, anywhere you go down, like when you take your hits, that's usually what you're supposed to do. Brace, impact, boom, and you drop. Everything is just, there's a shockwave inside of your body that you're giving yourself, like your whole, the band of muscles here in your core, boom, contract around your organs, smash them, they kind of just, and then they reset. If you do that at the same time as a punch, it dissipates most of it. Like most idiots, or like you're in a fight and everything's moving around and not getting clean hits. It's like, it's fine. You get to, and you do that for years and years. It's fucking great. You just put your hands up here. This is a computer. You just keep they hit you, whatever. They kick you. Like you can get to the stage. I get my girlfriend to kick me all the time now. It's like I don't have classes anymore. She's learning, so I'm like, this is fucking kick. Because there's like you can get to an insane level.
And I think you're right. Like that conditioning is important. You know, you've got to hit people and you've got to get hit. But also you've got to protect that computer.
That's the thing. You can't condition your brain. You cannot take shit. Like you can strengthen your neck, that'll help, but like So if you're just concerned about this, it's so much easier.
100%. You were showing me these things the other night where it was like you were sort of dropping and
I'm pretty sure, like I only learned it from Systema. I think it's a Qigong thing. I can just show you.
Sure.
This is so.
I'll try it with you.
Do it. Well.
Oh no, you got to show me first.
I'll show you. So there's two aspects to it. Once you get good at it, it doesn't matter which side you're here or there, and everything goes. And there's a lot to it. So I'll just start with I don't even know what the name is. We just call it the pressurization exercise. So many things. I just do some windmills. We'll just do the squats here. And there's no real like names for it because no one cares. It's not important. So up here, so your hands here. These are weights. It goes. So they come up. You breathe in, fill this up, and then you relax and let your legs. If you do it right, the weight from these coming down will be enough to, like, doof.
I notice you get like you actually get I wouldn't say it's like, I'd say it's a hit. You actually hit. I'm getting there a little bit easier, like getting on there, but I don't get that.
Well, if you get it's the twisting. So you start from there. If you twist in, it helps to aim it in that way. And if you get your hips are doing the opposite thing. So your hips are like slamming into your elbows at the same time. And then you relax and you come back.
So you're up.
No, you got to get synced. This sudden drop. This is what's making you drop. So if I just do this and it's not hard enough, it doesn't do much.
I got to make myself drop with the.
Think about going like it's slamming you into the floor. And you keep this tight, just a little bit of air comes out. Almost. Think like if you were to stand there, I did that. That's when the rest of it comes. Oh yeah, almost. Too much air. The air that comes out is just because, like, just enough because you need to.
It's from the strike.
It's from the strike, and it's from your
move that energy away from you.
Well, it's really so like the air goes that way. Because if you don't, it doesn't come out here. It's going to come out the other end. So you don't want to get hit really fucking hard. This is locked up, and you shit yourself.
There was the other one too, wasn't it? It was like the back.
The back one is.
Yeah.
It
comes back.
And you try. It's all about this. So you get back here, like you really push everything closed, and think about like if you were slamming this into someone. And you also think about this is kind of the hit now. Because you're not actually hitting anything, you kind of shoot that way.
Like a spear elbow system.
Something like that.
Like so, hands back.
Try it from here, like you're getting the whole. Doing it. And you should feel kind of like. after. These still happen after. It's kind of different because you're not actually hitting yourself. So it's like, and you just. It should make you feel kind of like these are making you want to do that, but you're stopping yourself.
Yeah. So you're moving that forward. As it pushes you forward, you stop yourself.
Yeah. It's like, and you just bring yourself back down.
So up, down.
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah, I felt that across the back here as well. Yeah. When I did that, I felt the lock.
Yeah, that's what you want. That.
Yeah. So what's the reason for this?
The reason?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is stuff you do for like, I think 30 hours of. I mean, I did 30 hours of this one. The back one, I guess it would be the same thing. You do about 30 hours. Yeah. The reason is it's lots of things because there's so many applications of it. I'll do the. I don't know which one to start with because if you're fighting and you're good at this, like this, and you grab someone's arm and you pull their arm down, and then this happens. That bounces straight back up. So
it's good. It's good for that. It's like it'd be really beneficial if you do Muay Thai because they're very front on it. Yeah.
And it's also that's
one application.
Yeah. And it gives you any striking as well. You have that when you hit someone, it's like everything. You're a solid mass dropping, and at the same time, if your impact happens, so it's boom, and then it just makes punches.
We talked about that before. It just drops and creates that dispersal.
Yeah, it makes it heavy. So
that's
that, and then the other side of it is actually taking hits. So what's happening as well when you do this and you hit yourself, even if you don't hit yourself, girls, they got stuff there, they can't really reach.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because what your core is doing, so you got the band of muscle like I mentioned before.
Yeah.
And then you got all the organs inside. When you contract your core in the right way and you breathe in, I had a pancake for breakfast.
Oh, me too. Yeah,
it was good. I feel like I got a lot of energy now. I was like, whoa. So, band of muscle are in the organs. So when you contract it and you breathe in as well, you fill up your lungs, diaphragm goes down, they're very compacted. Yeah. When you do it fast, you're actually slamming into them.
Yeah.
So your organs are getting conditioned from impacts.
Yeah.
So and they're all made of smooth muscle, and you can condition smooth muscle after you do it for a few years or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Start doing this, they start to actually become denser. So if you get a hit and you're not ready, it's kind of like it'll go in, but then they're a bit more. They're used to it. They're tougher. So that's the other side of it.
So say with a liver shot, you're saying that you can sort of condition over time the liver.
Well, that's the kicks. You're getting kicked there. Yeah. And it'll condition that and all the bones as well. You start to get like the bone density. You
the microfracture.
Yeah, microfracture. Kick stuff. You do this stuff.
Yeah.
You add that to it all, and it just starts to become pretty good at.
Do you think
making punches?
What's your views on long term on conditioning? Look, I condition myself as much as I can. I love the makiwara. I love kicking the bottom of the bag, like the heavy bags, and just like, I usually go foot, shin, high shin, and just go bang, bang the other way.
Yeah, just kick everything.
Do my elbows, my hands on the makiwara. But long term, there's arthritis is a thing, right? So
you just be smart about it. Like if you're gonna say you're gonna do that one or whatever. Yeah. The easiest way, you can get the ligaments and things like that, like tiger bomb or whatever, but you can just do this.
Yeah.
What's happening is a whole bunch of blood's getting in there. You do that, and then you punch something. Yeah. Do that after. I mean, that's the simplest one. This one's pretty good too. This one's very applicable to a lot of things. So this is like a hit.
Yeah.
If you got some guard up here, it's not too bad. So there's that stuff. Like you try and get blood into the areas, and you try and just be smart about it. Yeah. If you're just slamming it and not doing it incredibly hard, if you do it progressively.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't go in and you don't say punch in the back of the bar. You don't go in and you go
so you're bleeding.
you get one session out of that. Then you won't get any more. Like you start off slow. You know what I mean?
And you can just be smart about it. If you're worried about your knuckles and things, it's like the stupidest thing to punch with anyway, really, in reality. I mean, I love punches, I love
me too.
But like, that's natural.
This,
fucking this. You could smack a fucking bag full of bricks with this. And it's like, Yeah, it'll hurt, but it's like it's got like there's no joint there.
Yeah.
You just be smart about it. Like,
yeah.
This is too. That's pretty good too.
Yeah, hammer fists are good.
Well, these, all the chopping, like hitting from these and this.
Yeah.
There's like, a lot of stuff. But yeah, in the long run, like this is good. Another thing, I mean, a lot of different exercises, and like working out vigorously does it. It gets your testosterone higher.
Yes.
You do this every day for, I don't know. I was doing when I was doing my 30 hours. I did like, I think 15 minutes a day every day, and I was like really good. But yeah, it fucking wakes you up. You feel like, wow, you do that for like 10, 15 minutes, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens. It kind of boosts your testosterone.
Yeah.
It helps with a lot of things. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I was just coming back to like the arthritis and stuff. I never really thought about doing that sort of stuff, like swinging the arms to get the blood, because like blood is obviously what's going to heal you, right?
Yeah.
And but so my sort of prevention for arthritis is cold exposure.
Gets slowing.
Yeah, so like we do like cryo freeze, cryo chambers, things like that, cold showers, ice baths, and it just reduces the inflammation and sort of there's a lot of research that suggests that it is really good when people like old people who get arthritis. They like might not be able to open their hands, but they do like what's a bit of cryotherapy, and then they can move around.
I mean, if people are doing it, it's working. I mean, that's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's all you got to look at.
I guess like the more you can learn about prevention for those things is great. Like even now, I've just learned about just the simplest thing is moving your arms around to get blood into those joints.
When you're spinning as well, if you get it start going high enough, when you open up joints like that, synovial fluid gets in there, which is the lubrication for joints. Like you wake up, you get up and you sit down for a while and you like do this and it feels really good. Yeah. That's synovial fluid. And also that's really fucking good for your shoulders. Yeah. Which is good. And also, arthritis as well. I mean, there's things like bones, right? Bones of collagen and all this stuff, and you can eat bones. If you boil you do like the bone broth, you keep boiling it in some vinegar till it gets to the point where you can actually eat it. You just fucking eat it. Yeah. That's like incredibly good for you.
You are what you eat, right?
Exactly. Like recently I've been thinking about like, low iron. It's like, iron, find somewhere where you can buy blood. Yeah. Blood sausages and like things like that. Black pudding, What do you think it is? It's blood. It's full of iron.
Yeah, exactly.
It's simple things like you just buy iron tablets. Yeah, like it's.
Or you just eat, do you have do you eat meat and things like that?
Oh yeah, I got like we just literally, me and the missus did. We got a whole bunch of stuffed sausages. I got her a meat mixed up for her birthday. Everybody wins. It's just like sausages, and we always try to find the sausages without all the bullshit in them. Yeah. And they're expensive. Like you can get good ones, but they got all this bullshit in them. I'm like, man, just get it. Get a meat mincer. We spent like 4 hours just making I've got like a freezer full of like 10 kilos worth of sausages and mince.
And we're back. Quick word from our sponsors.
Bunnings.
Caltech server. I was thinking if there was something that we could teach the people at home, like if there was a Systema sort of move or technique that you think like say I know nothing about martial arts, beginner, what's something that you could teach me and teach people at home? Like if we can get up and move around and stuff,
I think the simplest thing, because it's so effective, is just for just a punch. Yeah. And it's doing this, so it doesn't matter which one. Right?
Oh, top punch.
It's like, I don't know, 50 something like that.
Yeah.
Because if you're lucky, you get in early. Yeah, and I'm pretty good here, and I'm like protected. Everything's good.
You have that upper hand.
Yeah, you go the other way, and some. I'll go the other way.
You go the other way. Yeah.
So if this happens, it still works. All it is just grabbing your head. You turn just a little bit like that, and it's so natural. Like something like a bomb explodes. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah. So do you want to just look at the camera and just show them what it is? Yeah.
You got to get really far back. You don't want a hole there, because if someone's throwing a hook, I mean, it's got a big hole there. You punch them in the ear. If you get it all the way back, it's like you get hit, but it's not too bad. Yeah. But it's very simple, and the other part is these. You have to come forwards. Yeah. It's very unnerving if someone's going to punch you and you just go like this.
You can see, hey, look how jammed up I am.
Yeah, it's just that, and then if you know martial arts, you just do all the other stuff.
Yeah,
There's a million things you can do from there.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of, usually I start with that
Yeah,
if people want to learn that.
So just hands up.
Boom. You grab the back of your head and come forwards, and it just really works.
So if you do it to me, I come in and come
And
up.
you know some stuff that you got the nice little kick on there.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Just fuck it up. It's the wrong way. It doesn't matter. You just like.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter necessarily if you throw a left or a right, or if I do a left or a right. So if you do it,
So it works.
or now I do the same one, I'll do it.
I'm not telling you.
It
Works.
Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, and then as you said, like when you're in close,
you can do
all this kind of stuff.
I mean, if you're lucky, you got the perfect height because you put this up.
Yeah.
That just is like, if I'm here, you're getting close and you think you see it coming and you just come in now. It's like you just slam like that.
Yeah.
But it's just, you don't even have to do anything. Like if I go bang and I get to you,
We both did it.
like you both do it, shit happens.
Yeah. It's like
Everyone knows.
Yeah.
Because this will, if you get in close before you think someone's gonna grab you, even anything like they're gonna grab you. It's even better. You just go in the middle and they just
You get that. Yeah, I can't do anything, really.
you know your shit. So you're like doing stuff. But it's this. You just do this, and usually it works.
Yeah.
Coming forwards that's what really makes it work. So
Yeah.
you do the punch or whatever. So if I don't do anything, it's like it's okay.
Yeah. You're not getting hit. That's
I'm not getting hit. It's good.
Yeah.
But so when I go forwards, like I'm here. Like I could just do this and just walk away, which is footwork. But footwork's the whole thing in itself. Doing that. Most people are just gonna like.
We'd need like another 4 hours to do that footwork.
Just that thing. But that's usually what I start. If I start teaching someone a class or like whatever, and they're all just starting, it's all footwork. Just teach them how to move, try to do this, do this, do this, do this, and then you put all the other stuff on it.
Yeah.
But
That's important, hey.
Yeah. That's very Systema. You just teach them things. You just teach them like, okay, footwork. And then you just forget about footwork for a few weeks or whatever, you just do this.
Yeah.
Then you come back to footwork, make sure they remember it. You do it both of them at the same time, and it's like, oh my god, everything's working. I'm over here now.
Mr. Miyagi, I thought we were painting.
And then you just add little bits onto it. Then after like, oh my god, then you put in like locks or something, and you end up there. You do the footwork, you do this, and you end up right next to someone. It's like, oh, his arm's right here.
Yeah.
Then you teach them how to do the arm stuff, then you get back to it, and then it just adds and adds and adds and adds and adds, and then you do it all on the floor.
Yeah.
And then you have to teach them how to walk on the floor as well, which is that's a whole thing.
What would you say is the end goal for your martial arts?
There is no end goal.
I think that's the right answer.
There's many rooms, many things. Like I said, I'm not very good at throwing knives. Like I did it for a year. I was getting alright, and then I didn't have anyone to throw it, so I'm like getting good at. Like that's just another thing that I haven't got. And then there's the guns, and then there's like other stuff that I don't know, like the footwork. I could be better at the footwork. I could learn different strikes. I could do like on the floor. I know how to get out of many things. I know how to get up, but I don't really know how to do arm bars and things like that. Just because I never really focused on it.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
it's always something to learn. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Look, we don't really. Wrestling is something that I need to work on because like in America they have wrestling in school and things like that, and then in Russia and Dagestan, they just like go in the jungle and wrestle bears. But in Australia, like we've only just gotten jiu-jitsu. We had like boxing and karate and things like that, and then we've got Muay Thai and I get most things, but that high level wrestling is something that I see just taking off, and no one seems to, especially the Russian Sambo guys, no one has an answer for it, and
the wrestling, they have all the wrestling, but they got that little it's just that Systema little flair there. The Russian style is very it's fluid. That's what they're like. It's just so fluid. Which is and that is something. That's what happens if you say you've learned a whole bunch of shit. You do Systema, it will just make everything seamless.
Yeah.
It'll just give the grease to just everything would just be kind of naturally in there.
Yeah.
Which is what that's what's happened with anyone that's done all the stuff that I've seen come to the classes. Like Nick, I was saying, he was fucking good. I was there, he'd been there a little bit when I started, a little bit before me. But yeah, great at Muay Thai. He was just like cleaning up, winning all these championships. I don't know what his records were like, but he was like fighting competitions and stuff.
Yeah, professional fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he came in and then he kind of loosened up and everything. It was fucking.
Yeah.
No, it's just. It's horrible. You start with it, but it's just like, oh, this is actually one of the other things. Such a good lesson. Just like, just being like the breaking and then rebuilding. Like he's like, we've been doing it's just like a drill where he's like, you got to get to there. Like he's punching and you have to get to there because that's a good spot to be. And he's like, he's like, okay, you got to go there. I'm like, okay. He's like, oh my god, all right, cool. You got to walk over there. He's like, okay. I'm like, all right, that didn't work. I'll try this. Okay, that didn't work. He's like, yeah, just get there. Okay. And I'm just like, what the fuck do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
And I remember just being like the wit's end and just like, what the fuck is happening? Because I'd been there for a while and I'd learned a fair amount. And I'm just like, what the fuck? It's so simple. Why is it? And it was just crushing me. I remember feeling horrible.
Yeah.
But that is what you need. Sometimes sometimes it's good to, be caring teacher and like, okay, you need to do this, give them everything. But sometimes you just need to have just.
You need to be humbled.
Yeah, you need to be slammed and you need to just say, this is horrible, but you need to have, then it builds the strength to be like, well, I don't fucking care about these feelings. I want to do it. I need to figure it out. And you just become resilient. And mental strength. Oh, that is the most, that there is.
100%. That's one thing I noticed as time got on. Like, cause I don't know what it's like in your schools and things like that in your classes, but the retention rate that I've seen in a lot of martial arts schools and all that, that people don't stay. People do a month or 2 or 6 months if they're, but like as you, because for people like me and you, we've been doing this for a while now, like you begin to feel like you're not being challenged. Like when you first start, you get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
And then as you go on, it's like, well, I'm teaching and I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but you're not really being challenged a lot.
Yeah.
And for me, I became a bit complacent and I stopped training as hard and things like that. And what's your take on that? Like, do you seek out challenges or because being humbled is amazing, right?
That's funny. That's any time I've sparred with Nick and half years go by, you get better. The only time I've landed hits him because he has an ego.
Yeah.
That is his only weakness. And he just kind of gets lazy about it, and then he's like, oh, he's like, man, he's angry. He's like, oh, fuck. But when he gets, he just lets his guard down a little bit, just starts being a bit,
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, God, yeah. But, it's always, I understand that. Every now and then, when I was teaching a lot, one of the classes started, it was COVID, the place where training got shut down, and then it was like, there wasn't anyone to really do it, and it was just like, I do classes, I'm like, God, I just want someone to push me, I want someone to hit me hard, I want to just test it. I still have the thing, not having the classes, that's what happens a lot with me. That's why every time I go to a party, I'm like, hey, who wants to hit me? It's like, fuck, every now and then, after a few months, you're like, I need to see that it's still there. Yeah. Because you don't know until, you got to keep, doing it. And, recently it's been good. I've been going, because my girlfriend started training, it's been a year. I was teaching her stuff, and then now we're doing, not one-on-ones either, it's both of us. We go to see my instructor at his place, and he's doing stuff. It's great because he has all his toys there. He's got a fucking punching bag full of rocks.
That's all you need.
Oh man, he had a lot of fun stuff. Yeah. But so he's been pushing me and mainly just doing conditioning because that's what you'll never even if you don't have anyone else to do the stuff with, you can do simple things there's 2 ways, there's 2 kind of, you have all the technical stuff and this and that, but if you just become a fucking gorilla, if you could just pick up and bend bars and shit, and you can get to that stage, you put your hand and stuff and you just go, and they just go slide along the floor, all you need to know is just how to grab to it. Like it's just like there's that and then there's that. Because if you can have all these martial arts skills, some guy is like fucking strongman and lifting cars and shit, just grabs you and you're just like fucking.
Yeah, what's that guy Bjorn?
Yeah,
like, like
some motherfucker like that. You gotta know how to talk your way out of that.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to do some serious work.
Recently, before lockdown, I was in a boxing class and these new guys came in. And they were bodybuilders, and this one guy, they're actually quite nice guys, but one guy was massive, absolutely massive. I think he said he deadlifts like 300 kilos or something like that, and I'm like, Jesus. And anyway, we're just doing these drills where you sort of block a hawk sort of thing and return, or something like that. He's a beginner, he doesn't really know what he's doing, and like, his arm just hit me, right? It wasn't even his body, it was his arm. And just the weight of his arm, I was like, oh my God. It was like concussion.
Every time I see anything like that, when someone comes to the class and they're like, it doesn't matter even if it's muscle, if they weigh like over 100 kilos, and I'm just like, oh man, I give you like this, and you're just gonna fucking punch it right off the room, like, because there's something about weight like that too. Although the stuff I've been training, like stuff now, like with my instructor and what he's really into too, there's ways like you can strengthen your fat, like the fascia and the ligaments and stuff, and you can get insanely strong just from like, and you're not big. It's like, weight is something, but like you can, and it's good because when you get to that stage and you do that type of training, you could still move as fast as you could move because you haven't. The weight's still there, and the energy, like the muscles, like getting huge for like wrestling. I guess it's a good thing, but you still need to fuel it, not just feed it to make it grow.
That's right.
You need like the energy to make them work. If you have the the springs and which is all like tendons, ligaments, and all that stuff, it's like for martial arts. I think that's one of the best things.
Yeah. And
you can get that gorilla strength like that as well.
I noticed you had the hand grips in there.
Oh yeah. Actually, these were, she got me these for my, I think it was birthday or Christmas, like, we know each other.
Just get that gorilla strength.
Well, these are just like fun toys,
But so are they different sort of tendencies? Or?
You can test them out. Which colour do you like? That's the one I've been working on. That's my one that.
So I'm guessing it goes green, blue, black,
Yeah. So the black I kind of get the technical way that you got to get it in your hand, right? That's what I'm saying. They're kind of toys, and you squeeze it a little bit.
Let's get it in your hand.
I'll see if I can get the blue ones today. Fucking yeah! And then you feel like God.
You feel like a god.
If you like, I think I can get it on my left hand as well today. Come on! That one's like 80 kilos something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's somewhere around 70, 80.
Yeah.
And that's like,
well. Grip strength is so important, hey.
Yeah. And that's why I think that like, it's just a fun toy because these, man, thumbs. No one does anything with thumbs.
No.
And it's so simple. Like you get you get a kettlebell somewhere or
no.
Just like you get a kettlebell, you pick it up from the other end. You just do shit like that. You just like fingertip push-ups and grab shit and just like thumbs. Very important.
That's what I do with like weights. Just like your dumbbells that are just a solid. So put them on like that, and I pick them up like that with my fingertips, and then I'll do like a walk or something with them and try to.
It's also fun to do like this with the. You can do like this. Stuff like that, and like this, and all that stuff is fun too.
They do that kind of stuff in like the traditional karate side of things.
Yeah, with the little the bowl, right? What do they call it?
Jugs.
I've seen them.
Put water in them like that. Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, look, it's been awesome for having you on the show. I guess it is the show.
The show.
And thank you so much for driving. It was like a 2-hour drive.
Oh, I don't know.
Hour and a
It
half.
wasn't that bad. I mean, I like all this shit.
Yeah, me
I haven't
too.
been out of the fucking house anywhere besides groceries for like months.
Yeah. But look, man,
exciting.
this is cool. Like I saw you've got a YouTube channel and things like that.
Yeah, I don't really do a whole lot on there.
Yeah.
If you wanna...
What's sort of going on in your life?
I'm trying to get into the NFT thing.
NFT.
I do art. I do. I wore the shirt. I drew this. This is my art.
I drew this shirt.
I drew this shirt. I did. It was fucking Sharpie.
Yeah.
I've done a few of them.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get onto. Well, I've been learning animating for the last about 2 years or something. So I'm kind of skimming the stage where cool, I can make stuff. It's still animation though, so it takes fucking weeks to get anything longer than a minute.
Yeah.
But I try to do that. I'm gonna try and see if I can make some money out of that.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's what it is. Learn finding places to throw knives.
Yeah. Well, if you've got a place at home that Chris can come and throw knives, give us a yell.
It's not a knife. Yeah.
You shopping off on random people's doorsteps.
Hey, let's go.
See to throw knives at you.
Yeah. I heard you had a board in the backyard.
Heard there was a tree in your. No, that's awesome, man. Look, we'll wrap it up, but thank you so much again, dude.
Yeah, thanks for bringing me here.
It was awesome, dude. Awesome chats, awesome catch-ups. If you think of anything, I'll chuck it in a link down below if you want to get in contact or if you want to learn more about Russian Systema. Where can they?
There is. I should. I'll give you the thing, and you put it because I can't remember. I think there's a million different websites. But the one in Carlton, if you're out Sydney, that's actually. Well, fuck, it's not even there. I mean, everything's closed, so it's hard to get to it. So I don't know. If you want to learn Systema, I'll teach you Systema.
Yeah, there you go. You got a private lesson.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we're doing now. Yeah. Park, I'll do it.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'll chuck a link to Best Contact in the link below.
Just my email.
Yeah.
Mobile, whatever.
Awesome.
Maybe not mobile on the internet. You're supposed to do that.
No, you can. As long as you don't get in a stranger's car, I think you're fine.
Alright.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already getting calls from those assholes that hang up on you.
Yeah. And then you call them back.
Yeah, I just don't answer the phone anymore. Unless it's... Anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Alright, let's do it. Awesome.
It's been a while since I woke up thankful, but I'm grateful for my life even when I be a handful. My faith and my crew helped me set it straight. Been over 10 years since I had to self-medicate. Clean my headspace, see a different side to me. I still battle with depression and anxiety. I seek peace from the light that be guiding me, but try to be the best example that I can be. To fight for freedom and peace, to enlighten teens and give them